Hi, my name PNB Chizz, and you are now tuned into the Encore Radio Show.
The views and comments expressed on the following radio program by its hosts and their guests do not necessarily reflect the views of...
I want a hammock for all of that shade that they throwing. DDMG getting paid at the moment. Need 30 for saving and 20 for blowing. Yo, ping in my phone, that shit burn flame emoji. I don't know what y'all have been seeing. That boy wanted beef, now he vegan. Well, trust me, this pepper in season. I do this for money, you rap for convenience. And niggas was scared of me going to Texas, but I stayed in Vegas and got all my nets in it. UTA blowing my phone up with texts. Guess me not replying, ain't sending the message, it's cool. I'm a Lankara of jewels. You niggas belly flop, this ain't the pool. I run that check up like spikes on the shoes.
All right, so folks, we, as you guys heard, it's the Encore Radio Show. We got Philly in here.
Right.
We got Philly in here. We here with Chizz. EncoreRadioShow.com. At Encore Radio Show, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, at Indie Creative Network. That's the podcast network we're a part of. Definitely check that out. So let's go. Let's start from PNB. Okay. Right. So I'm not from Philly. I might not say this with a Philly accent, but Pastorius and Baynton.
Pastorius and Baynton.
All right. That's what the PNB stands for.
Yeah.
All right. So that's where your grandmother's from, right?
That's our block.
That's her block. So talk to me about that block for a second. You know, let me know what is it like that particular area of Philly.
It's like New Orleans after Katrina hit.
Really?
Like on that little side block. It's a back block. Our block like an alleyway. It ain't that big. It's a one-way street. You know what I mean? You gotta come in from other sides and everything. Like you can't just ride straight through this street. Like when you come through that street, you know where you coming through because you want to come through there. And I accidentally turned down Baynton Street. Like,
so nobody goes down that block unless they go in there for a reason. Basically.
Basically, it ain't really a main street. It's not a wide street. It's off the avenue at the corner of our block. But it's just a small street. Like it ain't big at all.
So what's the relationships like with the people on that block, seeing as how it's kind of, you know, cut off or desolate from everyone else?
Exactly. It's like an island.
So what is it like? Like what's the atmosphere like for the people that live on that block?
It's more like a family atmosphere. It's like everybody somebody cousin, everybody somebody uncle, everybody somebody aunt, everybody related. Like it's really funny. Like you figured it out as you was growing up, but like damn near almost everybody related. We like a little village.
Okay, so what part of Philly like is that? North, south, west?
It's in Germantown.
Germantown. So what part? So what part of Philly is that like in terms of orientation? Because I've only been to Philly once,
right.
So I can't necessarily describe to nobody, you know, where Germantown is in Philly.
I mean, it's right next to North. It's not too far from North, so it's like we don't got no northeast. I mean, no northwest, but we got a northeast, and then there's Germantown. I mean, it's right next to North Philly. That's the best way I could put it. It's not too far from it because you can ride down the street. You could be in Nicetown, or it's not too far from nothing. Like it's right there between North Philly and Mount Airy.
All right. So talk to me about the crew. You know, first off, how many people are in PNB? Like, yo, like I was on your Instagram. I swear I seen a different name for a different picture. Like, explain to me how. I might even seen a boxer. Like, yo, how big is this group?
Well, I mean, PNB, we been had our own little street thing. We was doing this before anybody had a little tag.
Yeah.
We've been doing this since we was kids. Like when Facebook first came out. Like, you know what I mean? We used to call ourselves Nike Boys or whatever. Just recently, what was that, last year when we did that? I forget. One of our homies was locked up. And whatever that last time was, we decided we was gonna put PNB in front of our name, and we was just getting buzz heavy off of moving how we moving. So when he was locked up, he was like, yo, I'm getting emails and mail from people in the industry. Like we got real shot right now, people paying attention to it.
Yes, they are.
We should really like push or whatever. So we like, all right. So we had like a block meeting. We all came together. All of us had Instagrams, and all of us was like kind of known like off of Instagram. Like we had like people on our block that was like Instagram famous. Like, you know what I mean? Like already. So it was just like when we all came together and was like, we came up with this game plan, which is the blueprint of what's going on in Philly right now, period. Yeah. You know what I mean? 15 to 20 people with Instagrams with their own types of followers, all pushing one person at one time. You know what I mean? Well, we was pushing two people. We was pushing me and him. And we all just pushed it, and then it was like the extra wham. You know what I mean? Like you just start seeing everybody putting PNB in front of their name because we had it already. So it's just like people start trying to blend in. Like, oh, I'm from PNB too. I'm from down the end. You know, no, like if I don't know you, you ain't from PNB. I don't care what nobody tell you. So we just started pushing it. Everybody started to like it. You know what I mean? It was more of a thing. Like we wanted everybody to push it. Like, so we was telling anybody like, yeah, go just say PNB. Like, yeah, go out, yell out there.
Y'all basically going viral.
Exactly, build the brand.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so from Jersey, moved out to Philly with your grandmother.
I'm from Philly.
You from Philly?
Yeah, I'm from Philly.
Okay, so talk to me about this for a second.
But I was born.
Okay,
yeah.
I know everybody gets touchy with that. Whatever. Where they from? Where they born? All right, my fault.
Right.
So, all right, from Philly, cool. So your grandmother, she was a very vital piece to the neighborhood. She was like an activist for the neighborhood, correct?
Yeah.
So she had this campaign, Up With Hope, Down With Dope campaign. So talk to me a little bit about that, growing up and seeing that. What was that like?
I mean, it was crazy because, like, I'm in the crib with my grandma, and she'd make everybody walk all the way to South Philly from Germantown or something like that. Like, we just walking down the avenue with her. They got all these people with hard hats. They fighting a war on drugs. Same time, my uncle's selling all the drugs in the neighborhood. So it was like weird. Like, you know what I mean? Like, we walking with her for the free food. You know what I mean? We get to South Philly. She walking up to like people in the corner. People used to be pulling guns on her, knives on her, all that stuff.
Wow.
Like, you don't get the F out of here. Like, we was young, but we ain't know what we was doing. We was like 5, 4, whatever. Like, we was kids. We was getting our hands held across the street. After we got older, started knowing what was going on, we ain't take the marches no more. It's like, oh no, we cool. But she was like, she did everything on the block. She threw all the block parties. She had all the block trips. Whatever we did, we went to Dorney Park, Six Flags. She made sure we had lunches out there in the summertime. Like, it was popping every year. I mean, that's how she had the block. It kept us together. Like, that's what made us a unit. You know what I mean? Like, as a whole.
That's what's like. Honestly, that's crazy and inspiring to see people. I mean, because like, as you get older, it's rare to see people that grew up together, stick together, stay together.
We've been together since we was 5.
That's
everybody.
Crazy.
Like, it ain't nobody who wasn't there. Anybody who the original PNB is like, we got a music page is PNB the Gang. If you don't see them on there, they ain't from PNB. Like,
okay. Y'all hear that?
Like, they got everybody on there at least that make music. You know what I mean? So like, we just push it together. It's like we really like a family. It can't nobody tell you nothing different. Some people might be on their own thing right now, but at the end of the day, like that's how we grew up.
Was your first name Kid Chizz, or did it change, or did it grow from someplace?
My joint changed. I had a couple names. I had a rap name. I had a rap name called Cascade. I had a rap name called I forget whatever my other one was. I just remember Cascade because my friends used to grind me up about that. I mean, and then my man, he was our DJ. He came up with Chizz one day, and I was like, "You think so?" Like, this before I ever heard Chizz in my life. I swear this is the first time I heard it. I'm like, it sounds too much like Chizz, cuz like. But I ran with it. Like, just needed something different. I just was pushing it. I had bars. I didn't really care about the name. I figured like when a deal or something came, then it really would matter. Until then, I'm just gonna have his name. You know.
And you know what? For a fact though, you do have the bars. You definitely are talented and not undisputed at this point. But having talked to so many artists from so many different places, so many different backgrounds, I think you're the first artist that I've spoken to that said that they were inspired by Busta. So how is it that a kid from Philly, right. How did a kid from Philly gets inspired by a dope artist from Brooklyn?
I mean, it's funny because I was like listening to Pac. I was like tuned in to Pac all heavy off of my mom and them. And I asked her one time, I got whipped because I stole her tape out the car. Yeah. And my mom had a sound system in the house, so I wanted her, when she left, I was going to blast it. Yeah. Blast it. She came in, she whooped me and all that. And I just was like, why don't you just buy me my own? Because I always would steal her tape. So then one time she came home with a Notorious B.I.G. tape. Like, you know what I mean? Junior Mafia one when they all on the front cover. I didn't know who it was. I didn't really care, but I listened. I kind of liked some of the songs. Then I seen a video of Busta Rhymes. He was doing Put Your Hands Where Your Eyes Can See. When I seen that, I was like, yo, he having too much fun. Like, he don't care about nothing but what he doing. Like, I want to do that. Like,
see, so I heard that story as well. So I went back and I watched the video before you came, and that was honestly, like, looking back at that video, right? I could tell you that some of the things that people say are like weird now. Like Busta was doing it and no one wasn't calling it weird. He was just being Busta, you know.
Right.
I was Busta. Yeah, y'all have to go and check that video out.
It's crazy because it's just like he had everything he wanted in there. I'm like, dang, if the music can make you. He had an elephant, I think, in there.
Yeah, he did.
Like,
he did.
It gotta be.
He had a whole like carnival crew dancing in the hallway of like
nothing but smiling the whole time. Like,
yes,
who wouldn't want to do something like that?
Yes, that's a fact. That's definitely a fact. All right, so talk to me about growing up in your neighborhood, like day-to-day life. What's it like?
Man, I come out of a dysfunctional home already. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then our street, it was like in my house, my family, like my uncles and all of them moms, everybody, they was all on drugs. Mm-hmm. They used to fight all the time, like all the time. But my mom, she used to never have time for me. Like she never had time. Like anytime I tried to rap to her, I couldn't rap to her. I used to go outside and rap to all my homies. Mm-hmm. They listen to whatever. It don't matter how long, whatever type of work, when they listen. You know what I mean? That's how I felt. So it was just like, that was my family. Outside of my family, I just knew that. You know what I mean? I ain't know nothing else. So it was like more like it was cool if you was like coming up from the beginning because you would understand it. But if I explain it to you, you'd be like, damn, like I just seen 3 people die. You know what I mean? Right there on the block. Like, you know what I mean? I seen people shooting. I've been out there during shootouts. I mean, I think it's to each his own how you come up, because I feel as though I had the best childhood ever. Like coming up, like we had every type of game, we had every type of toy, we had the thrillers, hustlers, we had the toughest niggas, we had ain't nothing never disrespect our block. Ain't nobody ever get in and do no crazy shit and get out. It was just like everything was cool, everything was good. It was loyalty. It was whatever we needed. We had basketballs out there, footballs out there. We had the best childhood to me. Like, you know what I mean? We played help take. It was a whole bunch of us. Like, you know what I mean? We traveled all over the city without any problems. We was known for being a little get dressed youngins.
Yeah.
It wasn't like too rough. I would say it was kind of crazy coming up, but
let's talk about you in hip hop. Let's talk about your first love with hip hop, like beyond Busta now. You know, you got your Junior Mafia tapes, or whatever. You had the opportunity to really take in that project. What did you think about that project, by the way?
Which one?
The Junior Mafia tape.
I thought it was like when I listened to Pac, I relate to my whatever was going on in my life. When I listened to Big, I just felt like, I don't know, it was like fun. It was like jumpy. I guess he was like the rich homie to me back then. Yeah, you know what I mean? Okay. Like the energy. Like Biggie he didn't make you think too hard. Like he gave you some shit. Like he'd give you some stuff to make you think hard, but he never like Pac would just be giving you a crazy story. You gotta get deep.
You had to like really, you had to really like gather everything. Yeah.
Or Big, you get it right on the money. Oh yeah, I know what he talking about. It's hot. It's just fun. It's cool. So.
That's okay. So who are some Philly artists that you came up listening to at the same time?
I came up listening to like underground artists all around us. Like let me see, it was a Cheek Raw. It was Vodka. It was Gilly was out. It was Cassidy. I used to listen to Cassidy heavy.
Yeah, I think we all listen to Cassidy a lot.
Yeah, hell yeah. Cicero. Beanie Siegel was my favorite. Out of all the Philly artists, Beanie Siegel was my favorite. Like, I was just always loving how his freestyles was. So it was like, probably that's it. And Petey Crack. Bang with Petey heavy. I still think Petey hot.
I mean, you know what though? The one thing I can say about Philly artists, I think that this rings true across the board for anybody who I've spoken to about Philly. Y'all can rap. Like, y'all can rap. For example, the first Philly artist that I really, really listened to growing up, well, obviously we all heard Cassidy, whatever, but I heard Gilly the Kid, and I was like, yo, this is a talent. I think this was probably the first time I realized that the music business is more than just, you know, having talent and being able to be on. Like, it's deeper than that. Cause I'm listening to Gilly. I think I probably heard Gilly in like 2005 or so. So I guess I was probably like 15, 16. And I'm like, yo, like this dude is wild talented. And he ends up having to be in a situation with Cash Money where it's questionable to date, you know, but why is he not on? And, you know, he dropped a couple records, whatever, that I heard that eventually did make it national, whatever, and then you just ain't hear much anymore. and I know Gilly's still rapping. And Gilly happened to also be on your project as well, Highly Underrated 3.
Yeah.
Make sure I go cop that.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, I'm gonna plug that the whole night. Trust me. So, but that's the first time I really truly comprehended exactly what I guess the first idea of the music business. So, an artist like Gilly, for example, working with him on your project, right? What was that like? Like, was there like a level of validation there, like seeing like an OG like that, whatever, working with you?
Well, Gilly, like for real, Gilly, I've been in the studio with Gilly for like years now. Ever since I started going to the Batcave, it was like I met him through a good friend named Chenko Black and an engineer named Ruggedness, like Rug, like home for me. Like you know what I mean? That's where I found my sound at. That's where I first started getting my shit together, the Batcave Studios. And Gilly was always in there. My sister, she write for people in the industry. One day I was in the studio, he was in there with her. I used to always see him, but we never talked till I seen him with my sister. So when he came in that day, it was more just like a regular day. Like if you ever go to the studio in Philly, if you ever go to Batcave, you're going to see Gilly. Like he's there every day, just walking around. So if you want to work with him, you just nothing to holler at him and get him to work. He walked in while I was doing something, and at the time we was taking over the city, and like he was giving me more recognitions every time he seen me. Like, yo, I love what y'all doing, don't stop. I love what y'all doing, don't stop. Like, y'all doing something real good for the city. Keep going. And it was big because it's like it's coming from Gilly, you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day. But he came in there when I was doing it, and it was like I was like going in on it. He's like, no, man, you gotta put your oomph on it. Like, oh man, let me go in there. And then he went in there, he did his part. And I'm like, oh, all right, keep that joint.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, so I'm not a rapper. Someone told me yesterday that a lot of people that have like radio shows and podcasts and blogs, everything like that, they're basically like artists that failed and just want to stay with the music business. But I need you to describe this to me and to listeners right now. So getting up on stage, right, and looking out into that vast sea of faces, he was just staring at you, whether they heard you before, they may not have ever heard you before, whatever, you know. What is it like getting on that stage and seeing their faces and having to, you know, perform and watch their faces change or not watch their faces change? You know, what's that like? Explain that process to me.
I don't know. It's like right before you get on. It's like right before you get on stage, everything hits you. Like right before you take that last step. But when you take that last step, it's like, it's even now I never. Like you gonna step back, you about to sit here and buckle, or you gonna. I mean, like once you step up there, it's like, fuck it, I'm ahead now.
Basically.
And then when the beat get on, for real, the best thing for you to do is to zone everybody out. Like, I mean, look at people, but don't look at people.
Okay.
You know what I mean? It's good to catch eye contact and catch them when somebody grooving to you. But when you gotta catch it, you gotta catch your vibe. You just gotta vibe out at first. Like,
how do you
catch
find ways to engage them if they're not like vibing out with you?
I mean, you gonna look at them like if you don't see them vibing, you probably gonna laugh at them like, damn, nigga, you ain't fucking with my shit. They gonna vibe after that, like, you know what I mean? Like, damn, nigga, you ain't gonna do that. I mean, they going. You gotta look them in the eyes. Once you get like, you know, you look at somebody's eyes as a window to their souls. It's like you can't really lie to you.
True.
Even if they want hate, when they look you in your eyes, they ain't gonna be able to.
Not
like,
like that. Yeah.
I see what you doing. All right, I'm gonna dance with you. So I mean. It feel way better when you do catch contact with somebody, and they start bobbing with you. That's the best feeling. So I mean, I guess it ain't nobody who could say it ain't some type of difficulty. I don't know, not really though. After you get over it.
So here in New York, we have a budding scene. You know, it's a scene that from the outside, you know, I mean, with the proximity to New York from Philly, you know, you guys might hear artists that we have buzzing over here, but you know, like talking about from a national scale, like our station plays artists from everywhere else but New York, you know, literally everywhere else in New York. Well, I mean, so there we go. Okay, so Philly, does Philly, the Philly scene, the Philly music scene, the radio stations, do they actually play Philly artists?
Over this past year, we just kicked the door down. Like the underground scene. Right now it's like two levels. I always looked at Philly as like it was the industry, then Philly was the D League. Okay. Like, because it was hot people to us, but when we went out of town, they didn't know who they was. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like right now, like I would say last year it was no recognition given ever. It was just disrespectful. You feel me? Like, I'm talking about, they don't care who you was. If you ain't these main people who doing whatever they doing to get on the radio, ain't nothing getting you in. What just happened over the last year, like too many new people just popped up at one time. So we just made our own little thing. Start throwing shows. We really starting to get like packed houses and stuff like that. So you can't knock it down. Then you got the DJs reaching in like, let me get a drop, or let me get a song, or you know what I mean. So now they're finally paying us some type of attention. Like,
see, I basically have built an entire industry for yourself.
I think we got something.
You know, so I've been doing the show for 3 years now, and I would say dating back maybe like 4 or 5 is about the same time that we started doing that here as well. So like, all right, well, you know, if Hot and Power not gonna fuck with us, like we gotta make something, like we gotta build something. Otherwise, like the artist is never gonna get played, whatever. I mean, even now, like shit, like the artists still don't get played, but because of the scene that we put on, whatever, like they get played, they get shows on a regular basis, whatever. They be packed out. People do come in here, whatever, and then we put on shows for all the other artists that come out from outside. But you know, it's we're still a working process. They gotta
definitely make them want it, because I think y'all had like, you know what I mean, more of a situation out here. I know y'all got crazier because there's so many people out here and everything like that. But I just know, like, with everything we went through, like, I'm talking about, we was a laughing stock for how many years? We've been a laughing stock for forever. Like, ever since, I mean, what we had, Beans, we had Freeway. I mean, we had some good.
The quality artists.
Artists. Yeah, but it was like, there's way more people in Philly, like, that was doing something at a time. You know what I mean? Like, the people we was listening to on the ground, we thought they was it. You know what I mean?
It'd be like that. It'd be like that. Like, honestly, like, I have like a playlist or whatever on SoundCloud, and I have a playlist on Tidal. I don't really listen to no mainstream artists, and I'll be good all day. I'll be good. I like all day on my Snapchat is nothing but artists, you know, that are underground, whatever, that here in New York. And then I like, if I ever decided to turn on the iHeart Radio app or whatever on my phone, then I'm gonna hear, you know, the mainstream radio. But I don't even own a radio because I just feel like it doesn't represent the scene, the sound that I like.
You got that right there. That's the key.
Exactly.
You got the internet.
Exactly.
You know what I mean, y'all hit that at the same time, because it ain't really about oh man, I got 1,000 junk. No, if it's 10 people with, I don't care if it's 10 people with 500 followers. Y'all all pushing this one thing. Like, y'all pushing this one thing. This is your product now. You feel me? If you ever hustled, like, you should know exactly what we did. Like, it was the same thing you would do if you was hustling. You got it all together. You got as many people to get it as possible, and as many people as they knew to give it to as many people as they knew as possible. We used to have this thing called what was the name of it? It was like it was like tell one or something like that. Everyone tell one or something.
Each
like
one
that.
teach one.
It was something like
that. Okay.
Something
I
everybody
know what you mean.
tell. It was this little jump we used to hashtag. And you just pushing it dumb heavy. Like, I think if you just got together, if y'all was using the internet, you got that Piff, you got my mixtapes, you could reach out to them and they'll talk to you. You know what I mean? Figure out how to get your joint on a big joint. You know what I mean? So they pay you, get you more homage, spotlight stuff and all of that. Like, I always went around the roadblocks. Like, if it's a roadblock,
you gotta do it. You gotta do it. You know, obstacles are made for you to go over them or go around them, whatever. You can't set an obstacle stop you. That's how you really weed out people who are really in it to win it, or who just do it for whatever.
Right.
All right. So you went to A3C. This is your second year last year, correct?
I think that was like 2 years ago by now.
2 years.
Oh yeah. Something
So everyone has A3C horror stories or good A3C stories. So where do your experiences with A3C fall in within that spectrum?
God damn, that's the best way to put it. I definitely got a horror story.
Tell me what happened, man.
I remember the first time we went down there, it was me and my guys. We had like a concert. It was me, my man PNB Deezy, and my man PNB Rock, and we was riding up to one of our shows. We was there extra early, so we go on the joint. We like, what time we gotta come back? It was like 5. We like, oh, all right, bet. So we go in the Arby's parking lot. We go pull out, and we talk, and I pull out a little bit. You know, Atlanta streets big, so the way I pull out, a car almost hit me. So I'm like, damn, I gotta back up. I can't sit right here and wait to turn out. But I backed up without looking back. But when I backed up, it's like I just tapped the car. I didn't hit it hard. I like just tapped it. Like so now I'm like, oh shit. And mind you, I don't got no license. My homie let us hold the rental. Rock ain't got no license. Deezy, I don't think Deezy had a license. I don't remember, but I know when I got out, I'm like, damn, all right, I got it. I'm going to handle it. I got out the car. I was like, is your car? Her car was cool. My back light was like in. But I'm thinking I did it with her hitting me. Come to find out, it was already like fucked up because it had duct tape on the backside.
Oh,
like,
so okay.
Somebody already set us up for failure.
Yeah.
So I'm just sitting there and I'm like, damn, well, your car, all right, you good? Like, you want to just like leave or whatever? She's like, man, I'm gonna just call the cops to be safe. I'm like, all right, well, let me go in the car and get the stuff out the thing. So I hop in the car, we pulled off. We hauled ass and because her car was cool, she wasn't hurt, wasn't nobody else in the car. I'm just like, I can't wait for the cops. We going to jail.
You can't.
I wound up getting locked up anyway. I ran a red light.
Damn.
Pulled me over, locked me up for that. I was in jail for like 4 days.
In
Atlanta. I was supposed to go home like that Monday. I got locked up like Friday. We wanted to go home to like Wednesday or Thursday or something like that. They came to pick me up. It was crazy. I was in there eating sandwiches and all this crazy stuff. They had me in there with all my clothes on. I had on some brand new mics, the 5s. I had on the Louis belt. I had on everything. Like, I had money on me and all that. But they took the cash. But it was just like crazy because I'm sitting there like, yo, I'm in jail. I'm from Philadelphia. I cannot stay here. Then they had the court, John. They told me we had to go to court Monday. So we go to the court. When we go in there, it's like you got to sit down and everybody walk up to like this computer or whatever. Everybody who was walking up to the computer getting a year, 7 months. I'm like, I'm looking like, hold up. But it's crazy because when it's not the John. It's not the trial. It's like the thing to say, are you saying you guilty of this shit or you not guilty? You want to go to court or not, basically. You feel me? No, they had everybody saying guilty. Like, I don't know what they told them. Like, everybody in the jail was like, guilty. All right. And I asked the boy I'm sitting next to him, I'm like, yo, why is everybody just like going with the guilty part? He like, cause like usually they give you more time. I said, they can't give you more time for pissing in the park, bro. Somebody had got like 6 months for urinating on a tree or something like that. I'm like, it's no way, bro. It's no way. I'm not saying I'm guilty. So they like, man, you tripping. And I went up there and I said I wasn't guilty or whatever. They're like, okay, you come back on Monday. They hit the jaw. The boy behind me was like, what? Everybody after me was like, not guilty. Yo, I was like, yo, y'all gotta be retarded. It was crazy, yo. And then next time I went to court, they started asking me all these questions. I'm like, yo, it was a rental car. There's no way it didn't have insurance. Like, y'all lying. Like, y'all just did that to get everybody y'all needed in here. Niggas was in there, had warrants. They got court for a traffic stop. Like, they was just locking people up. Like, it felt crazy. They picked me up. And when they picked me up, the whole time I was locked up, my man DZ and them, they in the mansion. The whole time I'm locked up for 4 days. They come pick me up and take me to the mansion. I'm like, oh, man, we shot a video in there and all that shit.
Oh, well, it worked out then. I guess from that perspective. But then, so you assessed that was the first time.
That was the first time.
The second time, was that?
Second time was even crazier because the only thing that didn't happen the second time was I ain't go to jail. We riding up this one street and it's the artist because I'm real cool with like Jeezy and them folks. So Jeezy DJ was the one that picked my homies up while I was in jail, like and let them stay in the mansions and stuff.
In the mansion.
So when I went there this time, his artist wanted to link up with me or whatever. So I'm like, all right, yeah, it's cool. We can link up or whatever. We linked up and he driving. So we all hop in the car with him. So we riding. And, it's like 4 lanes in Atlanta. And we see all my homies going up the other street. I'm like, did they go up there? He like, all right, he on a 4th lane, though.
Of course.
He try to make the left.
People in Atlanta can't drive, yo. People in Atlanta cannot drive.
Left. He tried to make the left. Ain't no car slow down. Everybody took off. Like, they hit us and spent us. We flipped. Went on the other curve.
Wait,
whoa,
wait.
It was crazy, yo. Like, when the car landed on the sidewalk, like, when it landed and it was on 4 wheels, he looked at me. I'm like, what you looking at me for? Pull off, dog. Like, because if the cops pull up, last time I was locked up down here, I ain't never come back. I don't know what they gonna say. Like, get me out of here first and foremost. And I was about to go to a show. I'm like, yo, I'm so mad. We go to he was staying at the Continental Inn. And when we got to the parking lot, he like, anybody know how to change a tire? They ain't know how to change a tire or nothing. We back there hot in the car. He just hit. It was crazy, yo. It was too crazy.
Jesus. All right, well,
I
don't even know if we can blame that on A3C. We're just going to blame that. That's just like some crazy fucked up story. God
got out
damn.
of all of them situations, though.
Wow. All right, well, I had a question about your show. How was your show at A3C? But
the show was lit though.
Okay, well at least the show happened and you had a good time and whatnot. Definitely. You gotta stay out of Atlanta though. They're giving you signs. They're giving you signs. You gotta just take them signs and just be like, nah, Atlanta just not for me. Atlanta just not for me. Jesus God. All right, so let's do this real quick. Let's take a quick break. Actually, before we go on a quick break, so I've never been on like a private or chartered jet before.
Right.
So you want a chartered jet. So coming from where you come from, whatever, and seeing what you've seen, what was it like to be on a chartered jet?
It was like one of my friends. He like real cool. He got like this joint where he was like about to work at a while ago, and it's the jet place where they all land at or whatever. So when I got out of jail, he picked me up and we was chilling and we went out there or whatever and we just chilled. They let us go on the Jones and all of that. You know, they give you. I had my son with me. They take your kid on the tour and all of that, and
that's lit.
Take it off and all of that shit. So it just was like,
I need friends like that, yo. I need friends like that. To put, let me go on a charter jet real quick. Let me see what it's like. See what the good life is like. Cause I'll be on the metro. I'll be on the bus. I'll be on the train. The struggle travel.
Everything. I was a crazy buddy pass dude with the plane. I used to be getting on every flight with a buddy pass.
I don't got no friends that work at JetBlue or any of those airlines either. Yo, I need new friends because clearly my friends fucking up. But man, anyway, it's the Encore Radio Show. We'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. Check us out.
Coming up on a future episode of the Encore Radio Show.
Yeah. My name is Ace Clark. You tuned into the Encore Radio Show. What up, Brooklyn?
How do you contend with trap rap, with radio rap, with mainstream rap, with hip hop? How do you contend for all these voices, for this message that you have, this great message that you have? How do you contend with those voices?
First of all, it's not contending. Like, when you carve out what you want to do, you just do it, and those who appreciate it will appreciate it, and those who don't. Like, I don't want to beg for a follower or listen. I want you to just genuinely see what I'm doing, and if you like it, you like it. If
but
you
how
don't,
do you get them? How do you get them?
I speak from the heart. Like, I don't make trap music, but I don't knock trap music. I don't watch Love and Hip Hop, but I don't knock you for watching Love and Hip Hop.
Yeah. I try not to at the very least.
Yeah, like at the very least, everybody's gonna love what they love and support what they support. I don't think trap is not hip hop. Yeah. I think trap is its own variation of art of hip hop. Like trap, somebody said it to me, and I kind of liked how they put it. They like trap is just as much hip hop as boom bap.
All right, folks, let me back. It's the Encore Radio Show. This is Wize Soul. I don't even know if I pronounced my damn name when I started. Anyway, man, yeah, this is Wize Soul. Make sure you guys follow me on Twitter at The Real Wize. We here with Chizz, PNB Chizz. Charlie, social media, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, all that good stuff.
PNB Chizz, everything. Facebook, Chizz Williams. SoundCloud, The Kid Chizz, DAKIDCHIZZ. But you can go on SoundCloud and find me under PNB Chizz. Reverb Nation, PNB Chizz. Tumblr, PNB Chizz. Snapchat, PNB Chizz. Periscope, PNB Chizz. Everything, PNB Chizz. Every media that come out, I'm on it.
Perfect. You know what though? But that makes sense. So because a lot of people, there's like their Facebook, their Twitter, their Instagram, their Snapchat, their Periscope, everything is a whole different name. I'm like, fam, like how I'm supposed to keep up with all these? I'm gonna catch you on the one I use the most, and we just gonna go from there. Like, forget it.
Yeah, Def Jam told me that.
Yeah,
to do that like years ago.
Exactly, because it makes more. It makes sense. Like honestly, it's just like this is your name. This is your name. Make sure that your name offline and your name online is about as close as possible, and keep it consistent.
Easier for everybody to get right to you.
Makes it work. It makes it work. So there's an extremely famous artist. Well, damn, the crazy thing is that he's extremely famous to me, being in New York, whatever. And again, the close proximity to Philly. I've known about Rock for a minute. Shout out to Tax Stone and the Tax Season podcast. Like he put us on Rock last year, and artists here have been talking about Rock for about I don't want to say 2 full years, maybe like 18 months or so, whatever. But we've been hearing about PNB or whatever, and really like listening to y'all movement. But first, thank you for coming. I don't know if I said that, whatever.
Sure,
appreciate you coming down, whatever, to talk with us, talk about your career, whatnot. But yeah, how important was it for Rock and you guys to solidify around Rock and push him the way that y'all did?
I mean, he was in jail. Me and him was just talking. Like we just was reaching out to each other, and he was like, he told us all the people that was like hitting him up. We already was doing that though. Like, you know what I mean? Like we had a whole movement. Everybody was pushing everything. Our rap thing was TSC. If you look on YouTube, me and Rock probably got like 20 videos on YouTube with me and him on them. If you just Google our names together, we used to be a group. It was Charlie Rock.
Real okay,
That's what the
okay.
whole thing was. That's how the whole block was pushing us both. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. And the people that was behind him, I didn't really. We had like a disagreement, so I stopped like being around them or whatever. But it was like a block decision. Like, we had a block meeting. He sent a letter home. He asked me to get everybody together. He said he think I'm the only one that could do it. I called everybody around the way. We had a meeting, and we was like, "Yo, we gonna push our block. Like, we gonna push the block. I mean, that way everybody can get some type of shine off of it that's doing something. Because everybody was doing something. We got a comedian. He's well known across the city. He's been all over the radio and all of that too. We got a DJ named DJ. Sewell Wells. We got a DJ M Extra. All our rappers is the main rappers in the city. You know what I mean? Like, it was just like, it was funny because the whole time my block didn't really know what was going on. It was like I was just like forming them, like without telling them. You know what I mean? Because it was like, because you sit there and say, yo, I need everybody to be a team. You PR, you they like, what, man? Get that out of here. But if you sit there like, bro, I just want you to promote my stuff, bro. Keep pushing this, keep pushing. And then everybody just started growing into whatever they can grow into anyway. Like, everybody had it, and they just, once they seen it, it's just like, oh, all right, this is
a little bit of organization, whatever. And you put that whole everybody together. That works. That's dope. All right, so the Come Up Show, Power 99 FM.
Right.
So you were on Cosmic Kev's show, and I watched the freestyle. First off, I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and YouTube Chizz real quick, see what I'm gonna find, what I'm gonna see, whatnot, whatever. And I see this 12-minute video. I'm like, all right, well, it's gonna be a little bit of an interview, a little bit of a little freestyle, whatnot. He might, maybe he'll give us a couple bars or whatnot and keep it pushing. I hit play. You went off, I think, for like 3 minutes straight, and you took like a quick break, and you went off again for like another like 2 minutes. I'm like, all right, so you gonna start talking now, whatever. And I said, let me start hitting fast forward. So I'm tabbing over, going like 10, 15 seconds across at a time. And I see that you still rapping. I'm like, wait. He rapped for 10 straight minutes? Yo, there are artists that cannot do that.
Right.
So why you think it was important for you to do that, to show everyone that, you got bars, and you got bars for days, literally?
Because that's what the Come Up Show is. Everybody who go up to the Come Up Show, like, they killed it. Like, I don't care who they was, where they was from, what got them there, whatever. Like, everybody was known for showing off on the Come Up Show. And it was like, damn, what's all the bars I can get off? It was like, I've been wanting to get on the Come Up Show forever. So it's just like, I probably put 2 Jones that when I first wrote them, I made them thinking they was Come Up Show rap. They was old, so you know what I mean? My niggas who knew them was like, oh, why you spit them Jones? It really was just a dream of my own. Like, man, I always wanted to spit them Jones on the Come Up Show. Like, but the rest of the Jones was just fresh. Like, everything else was just right there. And I just kept going. Like, it was something I always was saying. I mean, I get up there, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna make everybody talk about it. I got real bars. Like, you don't get it. Like, I'm really saying something. I can't wait to get up there. I just stuffed it. Like, I just stuffed everything in there. Like,
nah, I know what you mean though, because what we used to do when we were recording from our studio down in Times Square was that we would have artists come in and just do a little quick freestyle, whatnot, and we would use that as like commercial material, right? So one day, I'm not gonna shout out the artist that I wrote. One day, I'm on Instagram just like scrolling, just while, checking shit as usual, and I see one of the artists, he's freestyling. I'm like, oh, okay, let me check it out. I hit the button, whatever, so I could actually hear the sound. He kicking the same bars. I'm like, I know exactly what I changed. It'd be like that though. But I always tell people like, yo, regardless of the fact, for me, I don't give a shit if you can freestyle. For me, like if you could write, if you could write, that's cool for you. If you can freestyle, that's cool for you. Like I care about your content. I care about your material. I care about if you can make, if other people listening to you, they are okay. Well, cool. Like I'm down for that. Like I believe in that. Whatever. Right. So I always used to tell them like, listen, I don't care if you wrote that shit just now. Like fam, make sure that when people hear it, whatever, like, oh yeah, I gotta hear I gotta hear your interview. So shout out to you. He ended up now. He called you the 2015 version of Nas. So what does a critique like that do for your psyche?
I mean, when he said it all out, it was crazy because the whole time I was like the angry rapper I always wanted to be on the Come Up Show, man. F them niggas. They don't put me on there, man. F them niggas.
Yeah,
so when I got up there, I really was waiting for him because I felt like the whole time he was neglecting our talent. That's how I took it. Like, what you don't think I'm hot enough? So it was like in my head, I was like, yo, I'm waiting for this comment. Like, I'm waiting to see what he gonna say. Like, one of his validations so bad. I'm just sitting there, I'm nervous and everything. At the same time, I'm a little heated for all the time and want to be up there. And then when he said that, I'm like, oh, for real? Like, because I was waiting for something else. Like, and I'm like, damn, oh, for real? So you heard it. You heard what I was saying. I normally I know it take people 4 times rewinding my music to catch my bars. So I know he really like bars because like people who really like bars, you catch it the first time.
Yeah, you do. I know. So again, I watched the video, and I watched your response, and it's like at first like you almost like you chuckled uncomfortably, like you didn't necessarily know what to say. So to actually hear that you were taken aback by the fact that he compared you to Nas, like a legend. You know, that's crazy.
No, I mean I was super hype about that. You know what I mean? You know when you thinking about the stuff that you got in your head, like because I got like a kill list. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z on it. You know what I mean? Like shit like that. Like I mean, so when you hear him say something like Nas, it was funny. That's why I was chuckling. I'm like, damn, you could tell I really am coming for his head. You say I'm like Nas, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That's what I was thinking, but I think I'm gonna be my own self. I think I'm gonna make a different mark, though.
Good. No. I think at first it's easy when people are when an artist is on the rise, right? You want to make it. You want to for your listeners or whatnot, at least. You want to make the situation where it's easy for them to compare you to someone. It's like, okay, well, this is the lane that this artist could possibly be in.
Make money in, right.
You know?
Exactly.
So the Nas aspect, I get it, but I always inspire every artist to say, yo, look, like, yo, that's who I may sound like. That might be like who you think.
Yeah,
of me,
like
I'm still me.
I appreciate it all the way. Like I took it all the way to the what? I was hype as hell. I keep that up on my Instagram. Like I'll put it back up there every time I can.
I've seen it like 4 times.
Yeah. Like I'm super hype about it, but at the same time, I don't want you trying to categorize me and put me in a box. I don't want to be in nobody's box. I don't want you to ever be able to predict nothing about me. Like anybody who know me. Where's Chizz? No one knows where Chizz is at ever. You know what I mean? Like I'm talking about every day. You don't know where I'm at. You don't know what I might do. You never know when I'm gonna snap. Like I like that. Like I like
that unpredictability.
That's the type of person I am.
You have a trilogy of projects, highly underrated 1, 2, and 3.
Right.
So let's start with 1 and 2. Let's start with 1 in particular.
Right.
So that was like your debut mixtape.
I mean, no, I had other mixtapes before that. That was the first one that I put out what I actually wanted to put out.
Okay.
Because I was like making music for my block. Like my block is, I told you like how you came up. It was tough coming up out there. I mean, people will get on you about anything. Like you ain't going to ever let up. Like the streets is always going to test you. So it's like the whole time coming up, I had these raps where I'd be rapping over whatever beat was hot. Because I kill beats that ain't mine on a regular. Like if you give me whatever song is popping right now, I'm gonna destroy it like too bad. Like, you know what I mean? So I had these mixtapes where I was putting out like me on other people's stuff or whatever. But every time I would go to the studio, what I do is say I'm getting a 10-hour session today, right? I would go there like way before anybody get there. I'd probably be there for like 4 hours making all these songs they don't know about. You know what I mean? But then when they get there, it's an industry beat on for me to go in on. And I was hiding these songs that I was making. They was my true, like what I wanted to make. But I was just keeping them in my email. And then one time we had dropped this mixtape called My Style Ain't Free. When I dropped it, it was like a little buzz. Like, oh shit, people like this joint. They're like, yo, you gotta drop something else. I'm like, well, I got another project that's done. Like, they're like, what? I'm like, I mean, I don't know if y'all gonna like it. It's like about us. Like, it's about our life and shit, basically. Like, man, let me hear that shit. Start playing songs. People start liking it. And like, how many of these joints you got? Like, I got enough for a mixtape. Like 22 songs.
Yeah.
I put that joint out and people took to it. Like, you know, it take you a while to break out of your shell and feel comfortable with you.
Definitely.
So it was like I wasn't giving them my life. I was just giving them what they wanted to hear. Then highly underrated. It was like I do what I want on them joints.
You see, the thing is, and I always try to explain this to the listeners. The thing is that artists, when you hear an artist, like you gotta look at it deeper than the music. They're literally telling you a story with a beat behind it.
Yeah.
you know, and they have to make sure from a flow perspective that it sounds good enough, like it transitions enough, whereas you can understand what they're talking about. But it is probably like I mean, I can imagine it's probably one of the hardest things to do, to basically pour, like, your music is like your diary, like you're basically pouring out your soul on these tracks. You know, so Highly Underrated 1 came out. It got some buzz.
I had all of the known artists in the city on it at the time. I had Coley Mills, I had Cheek Raw, I had M.I., I had my man Preem was on it. I had like whoever was popping in the city at the time. I had them because we always, like I told you, we always repped our block. Like we had a music clique way before. Like we took the city over. It was called Clutch Shooters. Like, and we had every rapper knew us. Like just because we put out the DVDs and they were popping because we had the kids. We was like the younger ones. Like you know what I mean. So, I mean, I had all of them on it, and everybody was just listening to it. I was bombing everything. Like. I was bombing everything. That's why we said highly underrated, because it was like I'm rapping with the people who they saying the best, holding this bar for bar, if not killing them on the track. You know what I mean? Like, and then nobody ain't know who I was. That's why I was highly underrated. Like,
but okay, so now you put out Highly Underrated 2.
Highly Underrated 2.
Okay, so
I had a plan.
All right, tell me about the plan now.
See, Highly Underrated 2, I had a plan. I was going to put it on that Piff. I had reached out to that Piff. I found out how to get them to promote it on that strip. You know what I mean? I'm like, well, that's going to give me the downloads I need. Because I know when you like giving like the type of music I do, like it's like a mixture of conscience and whatever is going on. You know what I mean? Like, but it's like, you know, when you need that plateau or that stage to get it out there. So what I did is I got a video on World Star.
Okay.
I got a video on a headline of that Piff, and I had the best cameraman in the city doing a vlog and all these videos for us.
Nice, okay.
Rock had just got out of the jail for the first time or whatever, and he was like, yeah, I sang. And we like, what? Yo, go to jail, come out singing. That don't sound right. Like, we was mad about it, but then it was like he sung a song. It was like this song called Weekend Baby, and we was just like, yo, this joint crazy. Like, I'm like, yo, I got a verse to this joint. So we did that joint. When he got out, he was like, yeah, I'm just still trying to go to the studio. I was like, yeah, I ain't trying to make that music we was. I'm trying to like tell our story. He's like, yo, I'm on that same type time. Like, I was like, oh,
that's
all right,
perfect. That's perfect. Okay.
And then knocked them joints out, and I had it. It was like, I think it was 20 something tracks on there too. I think it was. But at the time, we was going to A3C for the second time. We was going to A3C. The CD wasn't out yet. We went to A3C. We went to Texas. This was all a campaign I was doing for it. I had a
smart.
I had a crazy plan set up. You know what I mean? Like, it just, I knew it was going to take everybody attention that knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
So when it all came out, it was this dude. He was in the city. His name was Baynton, Say No More or whatever. He was like known for like discovering talent all through the city or whatever. And he had reached out to me or whatever. He reached out to me and asked me to send him some music because he seen everybody put my cover up, like all the like popular girls in the city that's known that be in the bars and all that. He wrote on one of the girls' pictures like, why everybody putting him up? Like, who is he? I'm thinking he a hater, so I'm like, yeah, give me your email, I'll send you whatever. Like, you know what I mean? On some ass. That's how I'm thinking. Like, nigga, well, tell me it's corny if it's corny.
Yeah.
I sent it to him, and he ain't never hit me back. I wrote him, he ain't never say nothing back. I woke up the next day, I had all these acts, and then like all these followers. My followers was going crazy. He had put up like 4 tweet grams of my lyrics, and he was like, yo, this might be the best rapper in Philly. Like, wow. And after that, we linked up with them. They got behind us. They was pushing us. And like I told you, Rock had just got out. So they like, yo, when they got behind me, they like, yo, you got it right now. You got it. Like, we got to drop another CD. We got to drop another mixtape or whatever. Like, you got to hurry up with H.U.3. And I'm like, no, I promised my man we was going to drop his CD when he got out or whatever. They like, man, you stupid. Don't nobody know this dude. Like, ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. This dude's a know like, you got a buzz. You going to try to pass it off. You tripping. This ain't even big enough to do that. Like, I'm like, it's cool. Like, I can drop the CD after that. While he dropping his, I can be working on mine. We don't got to wait. I'm trying to get the city. Like, he dropped his jump. And then everything started taking off even crazier. Like, then I finally, since it was like after that, at the time, it was like my block, we made like a block decision for me not to put nothing out at all.
I like how y'all make these block decisions though, man.
Oh,
like,
yeah, we always
moving as a unit, it makes sense.
We always come together to like make a decision. You know, at the end of the day, we represent each other.
All right, so you took that break.
Yeah. It was like we was doing a whole lot around the time. I was going through a whole lot around the time. I was just running around trying to figure out another game plan. Because for real, the honest truth, after I dropped HU2 and I learned what I learned from going to South by Southwest and A3C for the second time, like the stuff that I had learned, I was on to something else. It was like, go ahead, drop mixtapes. I'm trying to find this single at the time. You know what I mean? That's what I was thinking. I'm like, yo, let me find this single because this ain't it. Like the way I was going after it, like, you know, you gonna try a couple. Sometimes if you don't know the right stuff the first time, I mean, you walk, you learn and grow. Man, that's what I did. Like I just every time something ain't worked the right way, I just would see how they were doing it, then I switch it up and do it my own way. Like,
that's
and
smart.
now it's just
gotta
like,
adjust. Bad. Okay, so HU3 comes out like December or November. Was it November, December?
November.
So you drop it. What's the initial feedback from the people?
What
like,
I wanted.
What
I wanted, because look, when I dropped HU2 on that Piff, it was popping in other cities and states like that because it was on the top thing of that Piff. You know what I mean? Like people in the city was putting it up because certain people was putting it up, but nobody was really listening. You know what I mean? I dropped 3. This is the first time anyone probably ever listened to any of my project. Like I'm talking about as a whole. Like you know what I mean? Like I'm talking about I'm getting everybody's writing on my pictures, everybody's texting me, everybody's tweeting about it. I didn't have that with none of the other projects. Like all the other projects was like me just spending money, getting it out there, throwing it wherever. Like I was cashing out. I'm talking about cashing out. I'm probably
it be like that.
I'm probably like 100K in this.
It be like that.
Like it's over. I've been doing this since I was like 16. And I've been cashing out ever since. Like, so it's just like, I don't know. It's crazy. Like
invest in yourself, people. Invest in yourself.
For sure.
You can't do it no other way. You can't do it no other way.
For sure.
All right, so I'm gonna go through some songs I really like on a project. Still Stabbing. I think that's like what, like song 2?
Yeah, that was gonna be number 1. He made that decision. Taking number 2.
Still Stabbing, fire. Trap Nigga, fire. Video, fire.
All right.
Okay, Situation. So of course, like I said, that one is featuring Gilly the Kid. You talked a little bit about the process of him pushing you to do more on that. You know, once he recorded his verse, did you? I mean, cause I know some people just like, oh, like they record a verse and like, oh, well, I don't know if it fits. I'm not gonna put it in. Did you know you were gonna put that in?
Oh yeah, I already know I'm gonna put it in. It was already kind of planned up. You know what I mean? Like, so I mean, like when we sat there, we listened, we vibe out. I mean, when you're in the studio, you're gonna vibe out. If you ain't vibing, you're gonna catch it. Like someone's gonna catch it. Like, yeah. When you leave out, I'm taking this off. You know that. Like, but I mean, the vibe is the vibe. If it's caught, it's caught. If it ain't, it ain't. You know what I mean? So it was caught.
All right. Selfie Stick, featuring Tone the Voice. That's a favorite of mine. Look at Me Now, featuring your brother Chizz and Hitter.
Yeah.
Hoodless Niggas is also a dope ass song.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And All on My Own featuring Lombardi. So this is, I think this is the one that I saw in the video that you performed it in Atlanta.
Yeah.
So out of those songs, I know this is the hardest question that everyone has to answer, but which is your favorite of the project?
The outro.
Why?
Because of like the way I used to always make my music. Like I love hearing a beat and just getting the feeling from the door and coming up with something. That when I did that with, I touched everything I wanted to touch on it. You know what I mean? I like smooth, soulful beats anyway. Yeah. I just love them Jones. Like I think the outro and the intro are the most important thing in the world to me.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? So it's just like, that's my Jones. Like that's my one. Like that outro. Just because my man is like that I'm talking about on there is just like really talking about what we used to do. Like, you know what I mean?
So my one I won't even call it a complaint, a request. Can we cut it down? Yeah, that one had like what, 19 songs?
Yeah, I think so.
I have like the attention span of like a flea. You understand? A flea. Like yo, I get to 13, so once I hear the first 13, I have to take like a legitimate break. Walk around for a little bit, do a little jog around the neighborhood, come back, sit down. And say, okay, I'm here listening to a new project now for the last 6. You know, I mean, but I do know the mixtapes are a little bit longer, or whatever. Mm-hmm. You know, you got a lot to talk about. You want to push it all out or whatnot. So when are we gonna get like an official project from you, like that official like EP debut album, PNB Chizz? Like when we gonna get that?
I mean, a solo one. It could be any time, for real. Mm. Like, it could happen this month. It could happen next month. I got a project that's done. It ain't just me, though. Mm. So, it's featuring somebody else. But I'm going to go ahead and just work, like, right now. Like, I was going through a whole lot, and now I'm finally back in the studio. I'm just going to be going in there on my own, figure out what I come up with. Like, I'm trying to do all official beats. I want all my paperwork to be right. You know what I mean? Send everything in the BMI and get paid for this.
Definitely.
So, maybe this summer, cause we all plan on dropping this summer. We're supposed to have a PNB like raid. You feel me? Like try to bomb the city out real quick.
I can't even like to be able to. I mean, now having everyone have done all the stuff that they've done or whatever, and having the city really behind y'all to put out that group project.
Yeah, like, we got a PNB mixtape out. Me and Rock on that joint like 6 times. I think. It's music that you never heard from neither one on there too. Okay. Then everybody else on there, Hitter on there, Chizz on there, Wit on there, even Leash on there, Shoddy on there. I mean, yeah, just about everybody or whatever. Just about everybody. And he said, Deezy, free Deezy. Yeah, man. We all gonna drop a separate. Nobody work hard as us. Like nobody. I don't think it's probably not even artists in the industry that work as hard as we do.
It'd be like that. Yeah,
we work hard as hell.
Let them be asleep once they get comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. I ain't got no comfortability. Like once I get comfortable, I get uncomfortable. Like, you know what I mean? Like that.
See, I'm like that too. And I told someone that and they looked at me like I was crazy. But it's like I think once I start to feel comfortable, I feel like it doesn't feel right. Yeah. You know, like I had this analogy the other day. If you never breathe air a day in your life, and someone tells you, yo, like breathe, you like, I don't know. Like even when you do breathe, it's like I don't know if it's right. Like this don't feel right. It might be good for me, but I don't know. Right. You know, it's like that. Like I get comfortable. I'm like, yeah, like I finally got everything I want, whatever. And it's like, but I know there's more though. I know there's more. But that drive, I'm still trying to find balance on that drive because like it can drive you mad.
See, mine's is like my goal, like my dream is so big. I ain't got no time to waste. Yeah. So it's like when I master every little thing I gotta master to get up to it. Like as soon as I get it, it's like got it. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right, got it. Keep it moving. All right, got it. Keep it moving. Don't waste no time. Like, cause what I'm trying to do, like normally people don't get this done until they like 40. You know what I mean? Like what Jay-Z just start getting all his percentage of everything. Like just start owning all his own, and that's his masters.
That's the hard part.
Yo, he like 40 now, right?
He might be almost 50.
That's what I'm saying.
Jay
Look how long it took for him to do that. Imagine if I come in.
But you know what though? It's a different time though, because if you look at it,
yeah, it's easier to get to that information.
It's easier to get to that information. We understand the concept of the music business a little better than artists like Jay did or whatever back in the day. You know, we have the internet to push us. We got a ton of different outlets for us to push. I keep saying us like I rap shit, but right. for artists to push their music, whatever, and find the buzz and be able to push these conversations when they get into the room or whatever. I'm at the label. It's like, okay, well, you know what? They start looking at your BMI, all that stuff. It's like, yeah, but nah, you're gonna pull them numbers. But you know, I have the SoundCloud, and I didn't pay for my likes. I didn't pay for my listens. You know, people really supporting me across the board. That's us. You know, like I got people hitting me up, whatever, from Germany talking about they like my music. Like, you know, like those, you have those things that whereas you can really truly negotiate your contract versus people just being like, all right, well, you know, you rap really good, so we're gonna give you a contract, but you know, you're not gonna own anything that you actually write.
Exactly. I mean, the whole thing with that is like, I don't really know if I want a label right now. Like, I'm probably about to do a little better situation. Like, I just need distribution and market.
Yeah, that's really,
you know what I mean.
See, that comes from knowing more, being more educated to what we're doing, to what the music
the
business aspect is. Right. So that's dope. I'm glad you really understand that now. So Let's talk about some shows you got coming up.
Definitely overstand.
You see, you know what's crazy about that word is that I didn't hear it. I didn't understand overstand. I didn't get it until I went to college. In Boston they use that too, and I went to school in Rhode Island, and I was like, overstand. I was like, why y'all say that? And I now it's just like potatoes, tomatoes off me, whatever. But it's dope to see that Philly got that lingo. I was gonna ask you what's some Philly lingo, whatever that they don't use in New York, but you would have to know all the New York lingo to know what we doing.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, do y'all use drawn?
Nah.
You don't use drawn?
Nah. You know what?
Slide.
You know what's funny? Actually, so we got Corey Towns. He lives in New York now. So, and I follow him on Twitter. So I'm seeing all that lingo, but I just don't use it like that. But okay, so Dirty Place and TLA both coming up.
Right.
What are some dates for those?
Dirty Place, I ain't got a date on it because we went to Atlanta. We recorded 2 songs with Kevin Gates, producer.
Okay.
Go Grizzly.
Okay.
And we gotta get all of the OKs from Atlantic Records and all of that stuff. And once we get the OKs, then we could go ahead and just release it on our own time. But until then, we gotta get the paperwork done. We gotta get everybody to say it's okay for us to release the songs. And we pay for everything we need to pay for. We just waiting for that. For real. From there, we just gonna drop that. I mean, give you some visuals and go from there. Sell it on iTunes. Sell it on I know I put it on PlayStation Store, Metro.
Are we gonna get you on Tidal and Apple Music and stuff, whatever? Because I got Tidal and I'm a big streaming dude, yo. I like to offline all of my music, whatever, so I can hear it when I'm in the train because I don't got no service or whatnot.
With the PR I got, man, we fucking gonna be on Tidal tomorrow. So.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's do that. Cause I really, I need Chizz on Tidal. We need Chizz on Tidal.
She'll find a way.
Let's do it. All right, so I know you got a whole roster of people you got to shout out. So I'm gonna give you this time to shout out everybody back home, the whole crew.
Oh, we're gonna talk about the real. Oh, you mean shout out the Hitter, shout out the Wit, shout out the Shizzy. You know what I mean? Shout out to Deezy, Free Deezy. Shout out to the rest of the block, the whole hood. You know, it's a million people. I could try to go down the line. I'm extra deep. Wally, you feel me? Lean about to get out. So, everybody, shout out to the whole hood, PNB, man.
That's it. All right, so you guys heard it first here. We got Chizz, PNB Chizz in the building. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, PNB Chizz. Matter of fact, just Google him, fam. Like,
Google
we can say,
sure.
do your Googles and do your
Google
Googles.
me
Do your
for
Googles.
sure.
Do your Googles. EncreRadioShow.com, at EncreRadioShow, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. We appreciate your follows. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Indie Creative Network. That's the network of podcasts. Coming up next, we got Elite Music Radio, straight out of Pittsburgh. So lock in for that. Got some vibes, and we out. It's the Encore Radio Show. The Encore Radio Show podcast is an Indie Creative Network production, produced by Lance Huff and executively produced by Chris Copastetik.